Hi and welcome back to the channel. So I came across Loot Audio on Instagram, and I have to say I've not really heard much about them, but they have got a ton of stuff. As you can see, they've got contact instruments, they've got other plugins, you can get samples, presets and bundles. They have got a bit of a sale on as we speak. So we've got view deals and contact. There's quite a lot of deals on, and the one that I have bought is Aleatoric. Quite a few by Ergo Kukke. I don't quite sure how you pronounce that. Kukke. So that's the one that I got, but there is lots of other ones, and he does quite a few. There's a kind of rhythms one, there's a keys one, and there's trails as well. So these were all on. Unfortunately, this deal ends tomorrow, so by the time this video goes up, it will have ended, but there are plenty others going to be available. So we'll have a wee look at Aleatoric. So this is normally £39 and I got it for $15.60. Plus, you also get Phantasm for free, plus another free gift. You get a choice of the Cloud Pads, Beyond the Love and Trap Chiefs, and these are all by DigiNoise. So I got Beyond the Love, which is like a sample pack. So Phantasm is also by Ergo, and it's kind of like a kind of intro to all of his other ones. So you get sounds from the all three Aleatorics and Trails, Synchro Hits and Virtual Symphony. Aleatoric, it is a multi-layered pitched textural contact instrument. Aleatoric Metamorphic Movement. It sets the new standard for multi-voice textural contact instruments by making use of contemporary sound shaping methods. AMM, as we will now be calling it, brings gritty atmospheric sampling into the modern era, with freedom of expression being at the core of AMM's qualities. Translating a soundscape from your head into your DAW has never been so easy. Well, it's not easy, but it is pretty damned amazing. Fundamentally, AMM contains 4 individually adjustable sample sources, each housing an abundance of fully modulatable parameters. The critical inclusion of the effortlessly unique source movement and filter movement manipulation pads helps cement AMM as a true zero-compromise sampling machine, as the flexibility of these pads allow for outstanding distinctive sources. And this is possibly one of the best UIs that I have come across for Soundscapes. I mean, without a doubt. And as you know, I have reviewed a lot of soundscape and cinematic style plugins of late, including Aquamarine, Sandstorm, Skywaves, Sonic Ocean, and Cube, and the list goes on and on and on. And to be honest, this is definitely the best one yet. You know, the journey goes on, and you never know, there might be something actually better than this. There's a kind of better idea. So you've got 4 sound sources, and there's kind of like 4 categories. So you have round about 26 in each. Beautiful has 27. Fantasy, horror and sci-fi all have 26 presets, and to be honest, it is probably some of the best presets that I have come across. These are all the sound sources, and as you can see, they're all kind of like lettered. So F is fantasy, S is sci-fi, B is beautiful, and H is horror. So there's a source movement and a filter movement. When you see this thing working, it is absolutely bonkers. Horizontally, vertically and circular, a movement for each of the 4 sources. So you can click on, so you can either apply it to all or go into 1, 2, 3, 4 sources, and then you can apply horizontal, vertical and circular to each of those. And this is modulating the frequency and the resonance. And then we've also got 2 LFOs and 2 envelopes as well, which you can apply to different parameters. Yeah, so there's about 9 effects, so there's more than that. So the 305 included samples range from classic tonal woodwind instruments and gritty string samples, ambient wind and water samples. And some of the waterfall ones are absolutely fantastic. AMM is virtually genreless, making it the perfect tool to use in essential infinite number of production scenarios. Well, so I'll give you a bit of a blast. This is kind of preset. Or a track is done. I think this is a track, not preset. This is called Loved. These are individual sound demos. So anyway, so this needs the full version of Contact 6.4.2 or later, and I have eventually updated to the latest. We are on 7.10.4, I think it is. So that is it for the kind of intro, and I will get Complete Control open and we can have a listen to what it sounds like. So we've got the AMM plugin loaded into Contact, and I am using Complete Control. You have an init, which is clean, and we have the 4 categories. So we've got beautiful, and there's 27, and then there's 26 fantasy, 26 horror, and 26. So I'm using my S49 Mark II, and I'm in MIDI mode, and like I said, I have mapped just the 4 volumes. So this is your kind of default screen, which has the edit movement switched on. So this is your sources, and this is your filter res. And then if we go to effects, so we've got 9 effects. So you've got chorus, distortion, a replica delay, a lo-fi, a spatial, and filter, faces, flare, and convolution. And then we've got the modulation. So you've got 4 LFOs and 4 envelopes. The LFOs have various sources, and then you can pick a sine, square, triangle, saw, and random. And then there's the movement, and then there's randomize. So you can select what you want to randomize. You can also randomize each source as well, and you can also solo it, adjust the pitch and the pan. So this is the pan, left and right, and this is the pitch. So you can see that this is 0, 0, 0, and then -3. And then you've got an EQ, an envelope, and a filter for each source, and obviously a master volume. That is it, and I will go over all this in more depth because there is far too much to go over in this video with the intro as well. So I'm just going to do a pure preset playthrough, and then I'm going to do quite a few videos on how it works and then creating patches from scratch. And we'll start off with the first patch, which is with nature. And you will get a really good idea of what this thing can do. So, like I said, pretty amazing. It has the circular movement going, so you can see this is kind of going around. So you can change the direction, so you can have it going clockwise or anti-clockwise, and you can change the speed, depth, and the smoothness, and also you can sync it up as well. And depending on where you are, affect each of the 4 if it's bang in the middle, but you can obviously drag this so that you are only going to be affecting source 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can have 3, 4, 1, 2, or so you can just move it around. So and like I said, the filter movement's not actually being applied, so we'll kind of see that on some of the presets. That will be doing its thing as well, and that is just mental, and this is getting going. And like I said, I can easily adjust the volume on these using the knobs on the keyboard. So you can see there's no movement on this at all. So we could put a filter on. Let's see, the bamboo flute. So we go to switch all off, go to 1, and and then put on horizontal. If I move one up here, you'll be able to see it. It's now going. So we'll put on kind of vertical as well, and you'll get a kind of same as circular kind of motion. And the depth will change the distance from the center. So if I bring the depth down, it will be closer or further away. So if I take off vertical and bring the depth down, you'll see that it doesn't go as far from the main center block. So if I put it up, you'll see it's going to go further away. And smooth generally always 100%. So that said, you can apply different motion to each one of the four. Which is 19, Sanctuary in the Mountains. And I'll just point out, one of the presets is called Frozen Elf Tears. Oh, it's brilliant. And as you can see, he's brought in a fantasy. So this is an F source, and the rest of them are beautifuls. So yeah, it is very clever. Beautiful is probably some of the best ones, I think, and fantasy, I think, are the kind of two. So Night Sky, is that? Yeah, 22's Night Sky. So for cinematic scoring and soundscapes, ambient, meditative, whatever, electronica, it is just the absolute dog's bollocks. And this is using the Frozen Elf Tears. It's just and sensor. So yeah, there's just some absolutely bonkers stuff. And last but not least is Finale. So there's no movement on this at all, so you could bung some vertical on and bring the depth down. So this is possibly the best system for adding movement that I have seen on pretty much any plugin. I mean, I wish they had this on the Light trilogy. This would be absolutely fantastic with PASHLIGHT and Straylight and Farlight. So that is the beautiful section. Fantasy, we are going to start off with F3 for chanting. So we've got a bit of cello and some grace. And F4 is astral movement. So we see you've got source 3 and 4 modulating the horizontal and verticals on, and it's on sync and retrigger. So it's going from the center kind of out on retrigger. So if I stop and then play it again, you'll see it's going back out. If I take retrigger off, it'll just kind of go on its path. Right, 6 is a normal world. So this is using beautiful, there's 2 beautiful sources, a sci-fi and a fantasy. So again, we could actually put circular on for all of them. And we'll see what happens. We'll kind of put this in the middle. So if we could kind of line them up or do something. Hang on, let's try and do something weird. 1, 2, 3, and we'll bring 4 down there. I mean, this is the most mental thing I think I've ever seen, and that's saying something. The amount of bloody plugins I've looked at. So yeah, so like I said, it's it's just bonkers. F10, which is subsurface. Right, I'll go down the bottom, and the F12's not on. Let's put a bit more F12 in. Oh, that's maybe why. Causality? Yeah, causality. So we've got some horror in this one. We've not seen much in the way of horror. So this is Solar Winds, Be Present, Return, and One Left, 3, which is the horror one, which is purple. This one. So we can take that down. Right, last but not least is 20, which is Distorted Vision. That'll be me then, blind as a bat. Right, so we've got another horror, we've got 2 horrors, fantasy and a beautiful. So there's no movement on that at all, so that could be adapted quite a bit. So next is horror. Abandoned Ship is the first one. Plane about to crash. Well, and this has horror incoming. I do like that one, even though the title is quite disturbing. 15 is the next one. Terminated. Got Cyber World and Paranormal Sight. And you can see the filter movements going bonkers. It's like frogs in a box. Right, and last is 25. Where is it? 25 is Don't Look Behind You. You could probably certainly score a whole horror movie just using this. Or sci-fi movie, or pretty much any movie, I would think. Right, last but not least is the sci-fi, and we have got Story Unfolds. Which is rather nice. Next is number 6, which is Acid. Electrified Brass. Now this is kind of got a lot of brass in it, so it's static brass. So I can get a pad out of this one. So, computation. As you can see, the filter movement has gone ballistic. Levitation units. Oh, excellent. This has got morphosis and vapor, thin stolen data strings and crystal. Like I said, the source names are fantastic. And the preset names. I love the preset names. Right, and last is, what are we in? 23 is Nearing Andromeda. Well, if that doesn't sound like one of my presets, I don't know what does. So a preset is, source is Nearing Andromeda Clouds, Underwater Light Waves, Soundtrack and Lunar Planet. I love this guy. Bring down the soundtrack and modulate the bottom two horizontally. See what that sounds like. So this is the Underwater Light Waves and Nearing Andromeda Clouds. So you can see instantly how you can change these presets. And if you want to save them, you can just hit the snapshot icon there and just save them and rename them. So we can bring this up, bring in more of the sources. That is it for the sound demo. So I will be doing some more aleatoric videos and go a bit more in depth on how to create your own presets. So thanks for watching, and as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.